Nice.
No. Hi, Professor. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah.
Hi, Professor.
Hey, Firuza. Hey, Linda.
Hi, Professor. How are you?
I'm okay. How you guys doing?
Good. Good to see you again. It's been a long week. I haven't seen you.
It does 2 weeks. It's amazing. A week feels like a month now.
Yes. Thanks for like a updated grade, our grade. So it was
Finally.
Finally, yeah.
I'm almost I'm almost caught up, and I'll finally get to do the big papers next. So yeah, I'm happy that
Hi,
finally.
Professor.
Hey, Alinka, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. This class seems happy. That's great.
Yes. How about you? How are your weekend?
I'm okay. I'm okay today. My weekend I was just a little, I don't know. This weekend, I think I said this a few times. I think sometimes I'm happy that I live alone, and other times during the pandemic, I feel very just alone. So this weekend I felt a little alone, but I'm better now. I'm good. Talk to my brother.
It's
talk to my
good.
sister.
It's good.
Yeah, you know.
Professor,
so we're all, yes.
Professor, do you live in Sacramento area or Bay Area?
I live in West. Yeah, I live in West Sac.
Oh, is it too expensive rent? I think. If you pay for rent.
Well, I live in the older. I don't live in the new part. I live in the more. I live by the Walmart, so I live and by the IKEA. So I live in the more kind of like older industrial part of the city. But yeah, I don't know. All of California is pretty expensive, Firuza.
It's true. It's true.
Hey,
No.
I know. I've been feeling it this year too. Like, oh my God, especially just one person, one for me to pay the rent. I'm like, oh my God, it's getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to complain. I'm okay. I'm lucky. I'm lots of good things. Life is up and down, and that's okay. Are you in Sac, Firuza?
Yes, I live in Antelope.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's cheaper than West, of course.
I think for me, it's nice to be in West Sacramento, right by the freeway, because when I go to Stockton to see my mom at the nursing facility, it's like 45 minutes. It's just straight right on the freeway. And when I was driving back to the Bay Area too, it was really nice to be, because it's right there. West Sac is right by the 80. So when I moved here, that was the idea. It was convenient and close to a lot of stuff. But yeah, Sacramento is just getting more popular, people leaving the Bay Area, or it's just getting more, it's just like everywhere, more people, more expensive.
Yeah, many people live in Sacramento and they go to work to Bay Areas, like it's more cheaper for them. I think it's maybe where it's Roseville, Rockland, or Carmichael. It doesn't matter where we have a very expensive house, apartment, we have cheaper. I think it's doesn't matter which area, because every house have program.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nowhere's perfect, but I mean, some parts of Sacramento are more expensive than other parts.
Yeah, it's true. Especially Folsom and Roseville, I think. Yeah.
Ooh, that's that classy. That's that rich white people money.
Yeah.
I like it up to 80. When I think about I don't want to live close to the forest. I get worried about the fires, but I like it up. I like it up to 80. It's farther away, but it's a little bit cheaper. Like even north of Rockland, We'll see if I can ever buy a house instead of just rent. We'll see.
Yeah, can you invite us to visit to your new house?
Yeah, the cabin in the woods. When I live in the pine trees, sure, yeah. I'm telling you, when we can all be with each other, yes, sure, absolutely. We don't even have to talk about independent clauses, Firuza.
Okay.
I mean, we can if you want to. I don't know. I see more people. Yulia, Lily, Mina, Konstantin. Good to see you guys. I hope you're good. We'll get started in a few minutes here. Amina, did you see? Can you hear me, Amina?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. And if it's not a good time, you don't have to talk if you can't talk. But the Sac City made that change. Were you still on the email? They're going to. I know you're going to change your program, but they're going to take 340 now in the dental hygiene program.
Yeah, Professor, I heard that one. And also it affects the CRC college also.
You did that. You're going to help so many people because you asked, and like I didn't know that. Kat and I didn't know that, and like I was so. It was intense. Like I feel like I had to kind of fight that woman a little bit, but I was very happy that was the decision.
A new program which I want to study is on the CRC. They told me they're not gonna accept 340. So I had a lot of evidence, emails, and I told them all of them. They said, "Oh yeah, you're right. We're gonna change."
You said you don't want to get a mad email from Jeff. Oh, I didn't want to be rude, but I was.
No, I didn't say who's.
Oh no, I know. I'm
just like give them some.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Amina, you guys, Amina and I, we were talking about, she's taking W340 right now. And for anybody who's thinking about a degree, an associate's at ARC or a bachelor's degree, ESL W340 at ARC is really a special class in all of the state of California because it's an ESL class that counts as transfer level English. If you pass English ESL 340, you don't need English 300, right? But this woman, peace be upon her, she did not know this, a woman at Sac City. And me and another professor had to be like, hey, like help our students, like let them count this class. So if you guys are thinking about transferring, take W340. You can get your transfer level English.
Especially with Miss Catherine. If
She's
anyone interested, can take her.
She's so smart and she's such a nice person.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's new like me. She got hired at ARC the year before I did. So she came from the East Coast, so she was brand new like me. So we're like we're the new people.
But she knows better. But she knows better than any professor who are teaching, 300 or 340.
Yes, she's got a lot. Like I said, she's a very, very intelligent woman.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Professor. I just said like transfer student to other college. So do we have to take their TOEFL or SAT?
Now that depends. You shouldn't have to take the SAT. It depends on the school. Usually, if you have an associate's degree, like if you're going to transfer from a community college, if you have an associate's degree, you shouldn't need TOEFL. Now, some schools might want TOEFL if you graduated from a high school outside of the US, so it just depends. But usually, Lily, if you have an associate's, you should not need TOEFL. You should not need, more money, more tests. Hopefully not.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to take until like ESL W40.
If you want, so in the transfer level English is English 300, ENGWR 300, or ESL W340. That's what I'm saying. You can get transfer level English composition writing, which you need for your associates and for a bachelor's. You need transfer level writing. So you can take 300 in regular English or ESL W340 with Professor Fale with Kat, like Amina was saying.
Thank you.
Of course.
Professor, all of the students, all of them, they don't know about the associated degree. They think if they take a 300, they're gonna done There are, yeah, because the counselor are not telling them that exactly you should finish ESL, after that the requirement, after that the exactly program, then you will be transferred.
I know. Yeah, I know. And it's why, like I said to all of you guys, you have an invitation. If you want to email or if you want to come to office hours to talk about courses or next semester, you can do that. I'm not an expert, but I have enough time to help people. And I think sometimes the counselors, they have to help so many students and they're so overworked that I don't know, I want to be kind to the counselors, but I agree. I mean, I think students, I understand when students say that they did not have a good experience with counseling. I understand. So that's another invitation. Amina emailed me and look, we changed an entire program at Sac City.
And CRC.
And CRC, it's pretty cool. I was very happy about that.
Me too.
Cool. Well, let's get started. It's been 2 weeks and we haven't talked about grammar and we've only got 90 minutes. Let's get going. I'm going to do a sort of different warm-up activity for us today. So let me tell me what you're doing and we'll get ready. Only 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks. Okay. So we're going to do a little writing warm-up today. And then I'm going to talk about, we're going to do like a little sort of grammar laboratory. We're going to look at some example sentences, and then I'm going to introduce grammar writing assignment 3. Here's my plan, my idea for the rest of the semester. I don't want to do any more lessons. I don't want you to do, 4 or 5 more new lessons. I want to do 2 more grammar writing assignments and that's it. So you'll get to keep practicing some of the grammar that we have talked about for the last 2 weeks, but you're not going to have to do 5 or 6 or 7 different lessons in Canvas. So I'm going to introduce grammar writing 3. We'll talk more about that. It's not going to be new stuff. It's here's the headline, or it's commas and determiners, which we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks. And then we'll talk about what is coming up. But before we do that, I'd like to, so we are going to do a sort of writing activity. So if you're on your computer, I highly suggest that you type this right now. We're just going to do a writing activity. So you can turn your screen on, turn your screen off, but I'm going to give you guys 20 minutes to sit and write something. And I'll tell you what that is on the next screen. But any questions? If you want to write by hand, you can, but I strongly suggest, again, like write this on your iPad, write it on your computer, and type it out. Any questions before we get started with the writing activity?
Professor, do we have to do it right now?
Yes. Or, I mean, you don't have to, but you'll be, I guess you could go, you could do something else for 20 minutes. Yeah, but I'm not going to be talking. Yeah.
Because I'm a little bit busy. I have to do my class and other work, so I have to do it right now. So.
Yeah, so again, like always, I trust you guys, whatever. I'm giving you this time to write in class. If you can use this time better for something else, that's fine. But this time is here for you now to write for this class now. So it's up to you.
Okay, Professor. Thank you, because I'm not in a good mood this week. So I just lost my mother 4 days ago, and my husband did a surgery on Monday. I'm very feel behind right now. It's too much pressures this week, Professor.
Yeah, so Laluma, and it's up to you, but I'm so sorry. You have my heart and my prayers and my care and my love for you and your family. And Laluma, if you want to and you need, get off the computer, get out of here, watch the video later. You know what I mean? Like, you don't take care of yourself however you need to, is what I'm saying.
Oh, thank you, Professor. It's okay. I can be in class because it's good to listen, and if I have some question, I can ask it.
Okay, good. Well, then so come back at 4, we're going to write for 20 minutes. Come back at 4 o'clock, then I'll be talking. But for the next 20 minutes, it'll be quiet while you guys are typing, okay?
Okay, Professor, thank you.
Professor, sorry, question. What do we have to do in 20 minutes? I'm sorry.
Here we go. I'll tell you. That's what I was saying. So here's what I want you to do, and we'll get to use these sentences again, you'll get to use these sentences for writing grammar writing 3. So again, I'm trying to give you guys some time in class to do work that you'll do for the project. So here's what I want you to do. So I'm going to give you 20 minutes, and I want you to, 1, think of someone that you want to give a gift to. Imagine that you could give them any gift you want. There is no limit to this gift, no price, possibility, COVID, it doesn't matter. Any gift, it doesn't matter, okay? So here's what I want you to do. 1, who would you give the gift to? 2, what gift would you give? 3, why would you give them this gift? List at least 3 specific reasons that you would give them this gift. And again, I'm going to give you 20 minutes. I'd like you to try and write one nice long paragraph, 200, 250 words or so. But if it's less than that, that's absolutely fine. But I just
excuse me, we can work like as a group. If you put us like in break room, we can discuss together.
Okay, if you want to. So I'll do this. If you want to, I'll put you guys in breakout rooms. That's fine, Banas. But if you want to just work on your own, silent by yourself in your small group, that's fine. If you want to talk to each other in your group, that's fine too.
Yes, if it's like a silent, better for me. I don't know.
Totally. Yeah, it's fine. So I'll say this. Okay, so let's even do this. I'll make breakout rooms. If you don't want to go to the breakout room, stay in the main room with me and work by yourself. If you want to talk to other students, you can go into the breakout room and talk to each other.
Okay.
Make sense?
Thank you.
Yes, you know me. I'm all about options. You know, you guys. Options are good.
Professor,
okay.
it's personal about writing this paragraph.
Yeah, so only write. So that's absolutely right. So my dream is that you can use some of these sentences for grammar writing 3. So only write about something that you feel comfortable sharing. Okay, so if it's super personal that you don't want to share with me or another student, don't choose something else. So you can make it as real and personal as you want, or you can make it as serious and or you can make it as easy and casual as you want. Make sense, Firuza?
Thank you.
And Professor, we just go to answer this question directly, or we just give some introduction of beginning, or at least 2 sentences.
Yeah, you know me, Linda. The more writing, the more the better, because then we can look at it and talk about it, and you'll have those sentences to analyze later.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. So I saw a link. I already think take a picture of these prompts, whatever you need to do, write them down. And I'll give you 20 minutes. And I'd like to say this. So even if you're in your group and you're talking to each other, that's totally fine. But make sure you've got at least a couple sentences that we can look at and analyze so I can show you what I want to do. Cool? All right, I'm going to open the breakout rooms. I'll just do 2 rooms. I'll do 3 rooms. So if you want to stay here and work by yourself silently, stay with me. If you want to go to your group and work with other people and talk, do that. Rooms are opening now, and I will see you guys at 4:05. So 20 minutes to write a paragraph, 4:05. Rooms are open now.
Excuse me, where we can submit this paragraph?
You won't need to submit it yet. I will, before class ends, Banas, I will tell you.
Okay.
Professor,
Mm-hmm.
may I ask you a question?
Of course.
I couldn't remember the words, like when you buy, it has a name. I don't remember this word. I mean, like, for example, when you go to Hawaii or Cancun or anywhere like for vacation, when you
Yes.
buy this something, it includes everything like plane ticket, hotel, food, everything. What was the name, this word?
I just put in the chat, it's all inclusive. And you put that hyphen in the middle because all inclusive, it's like an adjective here, an all inclusive trip, an all inclusive vacation. So when you put those two words together with the hyphen, then you get the adjective. And that means, and inclusive, like included, right? So all,
Yeah.
everything is included.
Yeah. Can't I use a vacation package?
Yes.
Does it gonna work? Okay.
Yep, that totally. I mean, I need to see the sentence, but vocab, all that, but the vocabulary, those words definitely go together.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. And I just sent it to the breakout rooms, but just so you all know, you're here with me 5 more minutes or so, okay? So, and whatever you got is great. Don't feel stressed, but 5 more minutes. And again, I'll say to everybody with me about 1 more minute. So just finish up whatever sentence you're working on. If you've got even 2 or 3 good sentences that you can look at, you'll be doing great. So in another minute or so, we'll come back together.
I couldn't write anything.
Nothing?
I'm sorry. It wasn't difficult, the assignment or something. I'm just sitting today from 8 a.m. on the computer. I had a final exam, so I got prepared, and now my brain stopped from working.
Believe me, no, I know. Believe me, I know. Like I said, this right now is not for a grade. It's just the opportunity, the chance for you guys to have some time in class to write. It's something I like to do when we're in the classroom, and I haven't, I just realized this weekend I have not done that when we're all online, but I think it's important. I really think it's important. So. All right, welcome back, everybody. I heard from Feruza a little bit, but before I tell you what we're going to do next and how we can look at these sentences, Feruza was saying that this was a little bit difficult, just so much Zoom, so much screen time. I see Linda in the chat said this is a good activity. So I just wanted to hear, just some responses. How was this? Does it feel good to write in class? Do you feel, I'm really interested, especially if you want to say, are you surprised that you wrote a little bit or a lot? Like anything you noticed about this writing activity? Let's
like
hear.
I feel it was a good activity.
Go ahead.
And I feel like it's a kind, even if it was surprising for us, because I wasn't thinking about gift, but for like a good coincidence that yesterday I was thinking about to send a gift to my niece in Germany. So I was thinking, and then I talked to my brother and I asked him what I should like send her, because I should send her before Christmas at least 1 month, because she's not here in the United States. So I was thinking about this topic yesterday at night, and you just like come up with the idea today.
Beautiful. I love it. That's great. So Linda was saying that the topic was good or interesting or connected to something in her own life, which is great.
Yes.
I love that. That makes me happy. Good. Anybody else? What'd you notice either about the topic or about your own writing? Maybe 2 more people, and then we'll look at some grammar.
For me,
yes, Sita,
Professor, I write several sentences about the gift that is important thing to when we want to make someone be happy. Now I write about the gift I'm going to give to my daughter who is pregnant, the second child for me. And also Thanksgiving and New Year are coming soon, so we need to make some gift for her.
Good. So Sita's also saying good, that the topic or the thing you're writing about is, it's a real life thing. It's happening. And I love that you said, Linda said she thought of her niece, and Sita said it helped you think of your daughter and her child. And that's so beautiful. That's great. One more person, either about the topic or anything you noticed about your own writing. I'm curious too. Both are okay to talk about. One more person. Somebody, anybody.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it's topic. It's like I'm writing for my parents. I give for my parents. My father, it's very, very big dream. For him, it's go or move in Jerusalem.
Wow.
Yes, and my gift for him it's buy ticket because my parents live in Ukraine, and for Ukraine it's very, very expensive. For me it's not so. So my gift for like it's ticket.
Wow.
Yeah. It's true. It's really true because It's my father's dream, and it's my small dream help him.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great. I love it. I love it. So good. I love it. Thank you to everybody who shared. Of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about grammar, but I'm so happy that this topic made you guys think of things that are meaningful or important, or that makes me very happy, because you all know my philosophy, my belief. If you're to learn a language, it's got to be meaningful, you know? If it's some article about something you don't care about, you will not remember any of the language. But when we use a new language to think or write about things that are important to our heart, that's what makes it stick. That's what helps us remember. So I'm glad the topic was interesting. Cool. So I'll tell you what I want to do and why I had us do that, because I've got some sentences for us, but hopefully we can look at some of Faruza says, I would like to me. I thought about that too. When I came up with this, I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And this year has just been so challenging. Like, I want to give myself
I know why.
For winter vacation, that's my gift to myself, is no work, no Zoom, no videos, no grading, well, I'll probably still think about grammar a little bit because I love language, and the gift will be the whole year of rest. I know, for real. I'm with you, Feruza. I'm with you. Cool. So let's talk about grammar a little bit. Now, with this activity that we're going to do now, you might choose to use some of your sentences that you just wrote. We can look at some examples that I have too, but here's what I want to do. If we remember, sort of 2 weeks ago, it feels like 2 years ago, but we were talking about articles, possessives really, right? Or I'm sorry, determiners. So that would include articles and possessive determiners. And we talked about commas, everybody's favorite. So here's what I want us, hold on, let me make sure I can go to the next slide. Forgive me. There we go. So in this writing lab, I'm calling it here, we're in the grammar lab. We're going to look at some sentences, and here are the things I want to do. So I want to highlight all of the determiners in the sentence. 2, underline all of the commas in the sentence. Then below each sentence, I want you to explain which comma rule, a typo C, language power 15, I'm going to review those really quickly, that you used, and label each determiner as definite, indefinite, or possessive. So I'm going to bring this up here. In language power, I'm going to go back to page, we talked about this 2 weeks ago, but remember, if you have your book, this is page 231, the big 3 comma rules. So we talked about some of them, but someone remind me, or let's see if anyone remembers, what were some of the comma rules that we talked about last week? Either the specific examples or the big 3. What do we remember about comma rules?
Can I
Please.
play? The rule number 1 is the after introductory element.
Yes, thank you, Sita. I'm so happy.
And rule number 2 talk about the complex sentence. Complex sentence that when the dependent clause go
before the independent.
Go first. You need the comma.
Good.
We
Remember,
need to put the comma.
Yes, Sita, you're exactly correct. I'm just going to add one thing and then I'll let you finish. And remember, the way that Professor Ferris has it here is insert a comma before a coordinating conjunction followed by an independent clause. So you are exactly correct that if we have a dependent clause first and then an independent, we have a comma. I talked about that a lot 2 weeks ago. And remember, it's also if we have a compound sentence, right? If we have independent clause at the beginning and a coordinating conjunction and another independent clause, we also need that comma in between the 2 independent clauses. So I just wanted to add that. So you are correct, and there's that other part as well. Sita, do you want to do rule 3 for us too?
3, that the comma, no need to use the comma when the sentence have no clause but only verb.
Good. Yeah, if it's not a clause, maybe it's a phrase, maybe it's a compound verb, maybe it's a compound sub, who knows, right? But if it's not a clause, right, if it's not subject and verb, then we probably don't need a comma. And I think I said this last week, but if I did not, I'll say it now and I'll repeat it. This is really important to remember with one of our favorite words in writing, at least college level writing, because, right? Because is not a fanboy. Because is not a coordinating conjunction. So we don't use a comma, even if we have two independent clauses connected with because, we don't use a comma in that case because it's not a coordinating conjunction. And again, I know that's a really weird rule, but it is a comma rule. So just practice, practice, practice. Sita, thank you so much. You got all three. And if you remember from some of these other pages, let me go back. I know we did this example together here. I'll zoom in. And what were some of, so those were the big three. What were some of the other sort of much more specific, smaller examples we talked about? Does anyone remember some of those more specific examples where we use commas?
When we use more than
numbers, dates.
Thank you. Dates, right? So for dates, where does the comma go?
After a month and
between date and month.
No.
Good. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Linda, help her out.
Yeah, because it should be like in November. Let's say November 18, comma 2020, right?
That's thank you. Thank you. That's exactly it, Feruza. That's all. It's between the date and the year, because you don't need to say November, comma 18th. You need to say November 18th, comma 2020.
Correct.
Great. And there's one other, so the date was one I wanted to say, and there was one other one. It's this one that we use all the time. What's that one?
Separating the
city and state.
Countries, states.
Perfect. Sita, I heard Sita, I heard Feruza, you guys are on it. Between city and state, or like I said, London, comma, England, maybe between city and country, right? So between places, right? Between geographic places. So hold on, my lighting got ugly. There we go. So I honestly, so this chapter, the video that I made, the things we talked about last week, all of those comma rules are good. The examples will help you. But I honestly will tell you, like I said, the big three comma rules and then dates and places, that is going to fix a lot of your comma mistakes. So right now, for the rest of this class, when we look at examples, here's what we're going to practice. So first, highlight all the determiners. Second, underline all your commas. Then explain which comma rule 1, 2, or 3, or date, location, and label each determiner as definite, indefinite, or possessive. Make sense? Before I show you the first sentence that I want to try, does it make sense what I want us to do right now?
Yes.
Feruza says yes. Linda says yes. All right, I'm going.
Professor, I don't understand the last one.
Possessives?
Yes, Professor.
Good. So let me go back. Thank you so much for asking, Liluma. Let me show you. Oh, this is in a different place. Hold on. This was from 2 weeks ago, but I'm just going to open that PowerPoint to show you. So and for anyone who's not here watching the video, this is the, oh, forgive me. I think this was, oops, wrong class. G310, live support. That's this. Remember, I think Mariana's not here, but where she was saying, why didn't you show this to us at the beginning? That's this, right? The difference between the possessive determiners, my friend, his friend, her friend, its friend, our friend, versus the possessive pronouns, right? Mine is big, his is expensive, hers is nice, whatever it is. So these are the possessive determiners. And remember, determiners just mean articles, un, some, the, and these possessive determiners. Those are the determiners. Does that make sense, Leilama?
Yes, Professor. So what should we do in the test? So should we
There's no
mention
test.
I mean the grammar writing.
I'll show you right now.
Yeah.
So let's look at one of these together. So that's what I want us to do. So here's an example sentence that's about one of my friends. So I'll show you more examples of this, but I've got some sentences to look at. So highlight the determiners in the sentence, underline the commas, and then let's explain which comma rule and define the determiners. So let's start with, so here's the sentence. Jenny is a college professor in Los Angeles, California, and she works very hard for her students. Let's do the commas first.
Los Angeles.
So how many commas?
Los Angeles.
California.
After Los Angeles?
Two.
So it's kind of hard to see, but you underline and after California. So if we're doing this comma 1, so what's the rule for comma 1?
Between cities and
City and state. Comma between city and state.
Great.
Comma
Love
two.
it. Perfect. How about comma 2?
the second one is and she works with complex sentence. Clauses. Clauses.
Oh, I love it. Let's go back to Feruza.
Compound sentence.
Compound
Yes,
or complex, one of them.
What? Yeah, well, I love it. I was going to say, so what type of sentence is this? Complex or compound?
Compound sentence, Professor.
Ooh, let's see. Jenny is a college professor.
Here's
in
the
Los
two
Angeles,
independent clauses.
I agree. I was just
should be complex.
Compound,
Yes.
not complex. Compound.
Yes, it is compound.
Compound or
sentence.
complex.
Compound one because
Compound.
fanboy like
Fanboy.
Because of and.
And Feruza, no subordinator, right? We don't have a subordinator at the beginning of the sentence. We don't have since or even though or at, you know what I mean? We don't have a subordinator at the beginning of this clause. So we have a subject, a verb, a coordinating conjunction, a subject, a verb, right? So this is a compound sentence. So if you look at, I am going to ask you for writing, grammar writing 3, and for this thing we're doing today right now, is to use the rules like Professor Ferris said. So this will help you go back. So which rule is this? We know it's not rule 1. Rule 1, like Sita said, is introductory element. So is this rule 2 or rule 3? Oops.
Rule 2. Rule 2.
Sita says rule 2. Do we agree?
Maybe 4 or 5.
No,
We've
only 3
only got
rules.
three.
Only 3 rules.
We can make the new one.
Yeah, we're gonna make it. There's enough already. Insert a comma before a coordinating conjunction followed by an independent clause. I see a coordinating conjunction. After that coordinating conjunction, I see an independent clause. Rule 2. Now, how about our determiners? What do we got?
Her
A
students.
Good.
A college and her students.
Good.
Her students.
Exactly correct. Let me get my highlighter function here.
Article
got
and
in this too.
possessive
So we've got
determiner.
Right? Good.
Article
What else?
and her student. Her.
Her.
Mhm.
Anything else? Jenny is a college professor in Los Angeles, and she works very hard for her students. Does everybody agree? These are the determiners.
Yes.
I agree. So then let's do the same thing. Determiners. What is it?
Article.
Definite, indefinite.
Indefinite.
What
Indefinite.
Singular, plural.
Singular.
I agree. And how about her?
Possessive determiner.
Determine possessive.
That's it.
Not the possesses.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So we've got Jenny is a college professor in Los Angeles, and she works very hard for her students. Comma rule 1, we've got a comma between the city, Los Angeles, and the state, California. Comma, the second comma, we've got comma rule 2. It's before a coordinating conjunction and an independent clause after the conjunction. And our determiners, is the singular indefinite article, and her is the possessive determiner. Now, I'm not going to ask you to do this for grammar writing 3, but I will ask you right now, just for a review to help keep you thinking about this. Why do we use here instead of the?
Because we don't know which college. Los Angeles has a lot
like
of
any
colleges.
college.
Yeah,
True,
it can be
I agree.
any college.
I love it. It is general. It's not specific. I see
In
some
one
people,
college, not in a many colleges.
perfect. So I love Feruza saying it's
Like
singular.
it's not a specific college. Like
Yes, not
Love it.
specific college.
I agree. And remember, is it the first time we're introducing this college, or have we introduced it before?
It's the first time.
It's the first time.
Perfect. Okay, great. Hold on 1 second. I'm just sending a message to a student who had a question. Great. Perfect. So does this make sense? This feels so easy. You're all grammar experts now, I think.
Thank you, Professor. I'm so happy.
Nothing makes me more happy than a student saying that they're happy. So I've got one more example that I have, and then I want to see if we can come up with some together. So hold on, let me don't look too easy, no color.
Jenny had peace and a quiet.
We're going to do the exact same thing. We're just looking for determiners and commas.
Doesn't she have a peace and quiet time or chance?
Who has peace and quiet right now? It's not a very peaceful or quiet time in the world. Okay, let's start with commas.
Is the rule 2.
Introduction first.
We've only got one. We've only got
rule
one.
2. Rule 2.
We'll talk about which rule in a second. Now let's do the
yeah, if Jenny had peace and quiet. Yeah, number 2.
Where are our determiners?
If determiners.
Determiners.
You would be able to take them of yourself.
a book.
A book or a long relax.
A long relax.
Good. Great. So we'll do the same thing. Comma. Which rule?
Rule 2.
2.
Sita says 2. Feruza says 2. Earlier, Feruza, you were saying introductory element.
Yes,
so
I thought like in the beginning or something blah blah blah. I thought maybe the same. But when I see if Jenny had, it has a subject and it has a verb. So cannot be introductory element.
That's all I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. Feruza just said it, right? And this is, so if you're watching on the video, if you're in class with us, if you look at your own sentences and you think, ooh, is this an introductory element or is this, rule 2? Remember, if you have a subject and a verb, that's a clause. It might be dependent, it might be independent, but that's different than in 2020, comma, or last week, comma, or according to Jeff, comma, right? Those are just introductory phrases. Those aren't subjects and verbs, right? Absolutely. So Sita, you've already said it 3 times. Say it again. What comma rule is this one?
2.
Great. And our determiners, we've got so what is this? Singular, plural?
Indefinite.
Singular.
Indefinite.
Good. And how about the next one?
The same.
The same.
Great. And again, I'm not asking you to do this for this assignment, but let's do the same thing. Why do we use here and not the? I think there's even one better answer for these examples.
It's general.
I love it. Feruza, you just said
Not
it, right?
specific thing.
Not
Perfect.
specific thing.
Any book, right? It doesn't. We don't know which book. It could be this book. It could be whatever. I don't. Who knows? Right? Who knows?
Long reduction book.
Exactly right. And maybe so, and maybe for the second one, it's because we're introducing, it's the first time we're talking about the walk, or it could be, it could be any walk any day. Maybe it's a walk in the morning. Maybe it's a walk at night. Maybe it's a walk on the weekend. We don't know, right? But I think that first example, a book, is absolutely about something that's general and not specific. Cool. Questions? Anybody? I've heard a lot from Linda and Sita and Faruza, which I love, but anybody who has not asked a question before next, you know what I want is your guys' examples. But any questions about these two sentences before we move on? Good. If this makes sense, you're going to be very happy with grammar writing 3, you guys. So here's what I would love is in the chat, someone copy and paste one of the sentences that you wrote, if you feel comfortable, of course, but I'd love to do this exact same thing with one of your real sentences, and we can analyze it using these same rules. If you want to analyze one of you're kind of doing your homework a little bit if you do this, by the way. Put it in the chat and we'll look at some student examples. Oh, good. I've got one. We've got two. Oh, yeah. I love it. We give a gift to someone when we feel this person close to our heart. Oh, I love it. Producer's sentence is so good. Good. Keep putting them in there. I'll keep looking. Okay. So if you want to look at one of yours, put them in there and we'll look. So here is Linka's. In my life, comma. There are lots of friends, close people, relatives, but the closest people in my heart are my family, brothers, and parents. I love it. I love it. I love it. First, do we need to fix it?
A lot, comma, sentence for
no, you've got one of the other comma rules that I didn't talk about that's important here. So
about counting, like a close people.
Perfect.
Close people and
Linda, you're exactly. Linda, you can TA this class. Let's start with the first one. In my life, what's this?
Introductory.
Introductory, comma.
Which rule is that? 1, 2, or 3?
1.
1.
Cute. Now, there are a lot of friends, close people, relatives. Now, what I agree. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got a list, right? Yes. So I know that was something that was in the chapter that I talked about a little bit last time, but I didn't talk about today yet. Yes. So comma. Well, we could really say all of these, right? Friends, comma, close people, comma, relatives, comma. Now, Linda already said it. And you do need this conjunction here, Alinka. This is not a coordinating conjunction because you're not linking two clauses, but you do need the conjunction in a list. If it's 3 or more items in a list, you do need the and here, okay?
Oh,
now, remember what I said, some teachers, some classes, some grammar books, some majors, they want this comma and some
I don't know what happened to my internet.
Are you back? Sorry, Amina. So remember, some teachers want this comma. I like this comma here. Some people will just say friends, comma, close people and relatives. Some people want close people, comma, or friends, comma, close people, comma, and relatives, comma. So let's say comma 2, 3, 4. What's this rule? One word.
List.
Perfect.
List, right? Different idea.
Perfect, exactly. Sita's saying list different ideas, list different nouns, list different things, list different ideas, whatever, absolutely. But the reason that we need a comma here, and we do, so Alinka, don't, you were worried maybe too many commas, but no, you need these. You need these rules because you have a list of, and I could add something. Because remember, if it's two, you don't need it for, I have, what can I have? What do I have on my desk? I have paper and my phone, right? We don't need paper, comma, and my phone because it's only two things. But if it's three or more, then we have the commas, right? Okay, so close people and relatives, comma. Oh, wait. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ah, teacher mistake. This is actually a different comma rule, right?
Yes, it's for conjunction.
So what's this rule?
It's coordinating conjunction.
Okay.
Because of what?
Yes.
Clause.
So rule 1, 2, or 3.
Compound.
It is compound. And remember, if you go back to Professor so comma rule number 2.
That's good.
That's it.
Yes.
And so the only thing we needed, I'll make it clear too here, just so you guys can see. So this we added and, so Alinka just needed the conjunction, but the commas are perfect. The grammar with the commas is great, but the closest people in my heart are my family, brothers, and parents. Okay, and do we have determiners?
Yes.
What do we got?
My life.
Love it.
In my heart, my family.
Love it.
The closet.
And in introductory, my life also.
Love it. So in my life, there are a lot of friends, close people, and relatives, but the closest people in my heart are my family, brothers, and parents. Are we missing any determiners?
Yes, the closet people.
The closest people, yeah.
And we even have one more, actually.
A lot.
Thank you. Oops.
Isn't it together a lot?
Well, that's an interesting question.
All the time, some people, some students and professors are arguing, I remember, about a lot.
Yes.
Some professors say it's like together, like, you know, the word phrase like give up or take it or something. I don't remember now, but it's like the same together a lot.
Yeah, so we could say, that's an interesting point. So we could say, because you could say, like, we could say many, you could say some. I mean, it's true grammatically, this phrase, a lot of, we do a lot of different things with this phrase. So whether you want to call this whole thing a determiner or just the article, that's fine. But at least, but either, I guess, if you're analyzing your own writing for the grammar writing, I'd say definitely choose to highlight or highlight a lot of, you know what I mean? Choose the article or choose the whole thing, because in the structure of the sentence, in the grammar of this sentence, these three words are acting like a determiner. They really are, right? Great. Okay, so let's do my, what do we got?
A lot of.
A lot of.
Oh, my is possessive determiner.
Good. And a lot of, what do we got?
A lot of is a number.
Plural, and what was the name? The they and a. Indefinite plural.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, is definitely our indefinite article. That's why I think, you know what, for now, for a lot of, and I was thinking about this as well, about how to talk about this with you guys. I think for now, if you're analyzing a lot of in your own writing, just highlight because that we can keep it easy and call that.
No, we cannot say singular.
Indefinite article. Yeah.
But how about the singular or plural, Professor?
I think it's still singular because at lot is singular, right? Friends is plural, but it's a lot of some plural thing, right?
The meaning is the plural.
That's what I mean. It's tricky. So instead of worrying too much about this whole because this is basically like, this is like a phrasal verb because it's three words that come together to act like one piece of grammar in a sentence. So for now, let's not worry too much about it. Let's just keep practicing. If you see a lot, highlight call it a singular indefinite article. And even if you don't agree overall, Feruza, or again, it's not even about agree or disagree. We could analyze it a lot of different ways. But my argument here is lot by itself is definitely singular, right?
Singular.
So it's a singular before a singular noun lot, and then we get the preposition and the object of the preposition and all that stuff, right? Okay, so what do we got here? The
singular, definite,
singular definite article.
The special people.
Again.
My possessive.
Right? What do we think? Do we all agree with this analysis? I do.
Okay.
By the way, again, I know I've said it so many times to you guys, but I want to keep saying it so you believe it. Your sentences are so much better. Like Alinka, the only thing you're missing is a conjunction in the list. Otherwise, the commas were perfect. The grammar was perfect. I mean, just fantastic. Just really, really fantastic. Better thing, this doesn't use a lot of exclamation points. Oh my God, amazing. Great. Let's try and do at least one or two more. Giving gifts is an important part of friendship, comma. It makes the person who we are giving gifts feel special. That's very nice. First of all, are there errors we need to fix?
Yes.
Yes, what is it?
Yes, giving gifts is an important part of friendship.
After friendship.
Comma after introductory element.
Is it an introductory element?
Giving.
No.
No.
Is this an introductory element or a clause?
Wait.
Clause.
Clause.
Yes, it says a subject and verb.
Clause.
It's definitely a clause. So then we've got a comma, but what are we missing after the comma?
And subordinator.
This is, and you guys, this is an error, and I say this with love. You know how much I respect you all. You are going to make this type of error. I mean, even when you get your bachelor's degree or your master's degree, you're going to make this error. Native English speakers make this error.
We should like a put so.
Or you either need a period and you need two simple sentences, or you could do because, right? You could do something that's not a fanboy and then you don't need the comma. Or you could do a comma and then so, but you can't do this. This is a classic. This right here, like I said, this is I think the most common error in writing, in college level writing. This is the comma splice, right? This is two simple sentences and you stick them together with a comma. And like I said, anybody who makes this error, don't feel bad. We all do this. It's so normal. It's so normal. So whose sentence is this? I can do it. This is,
it's mine, Amina.
How do you want to fix it? Do you want to do two sentences? Do you want to do a conjunction? How do you want to fix it?
And
so right now I think it's put as conjunction a better idea.
Okay, so which conjunction? Do you want a fanboys? What do you want?
I think it's coordinating conjunction.
Giving gifts or an important for friendship. What if you not put be a conjunction? Just put because it makes the person.
Well, that is a conjunction. Because is a conjunction. It's just not a fan voice, so we don't have a comma. It's that weird one,
Is it
right?
conjunction? That's not part of the fanboy or.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So giving gifts is an important part of friendship because it makes the person who we are giving gifts feel special. This is perfect. The grammar is perfect. You could now. I heard Sita saying you want a comma and a coordinating conjunction.
Have the
Too. That's fine too. But remember what I wanted. This is a perfect example, you guys. And then Amina, I'll let you finish. But remember, the conjunction you choose is important because it lets you know if you need a comma or not, right? That's the thing I want to keep saying over and over. It's really important. Amina, go ahead. Anything, Amina, you want to add or change?
You said everything.
Okay.
I think if it was because in the beginning, we're gonna do like a comma after the sentences after beginning, right?
After the clauses.
Uh-huh.
Because one of them will be depending, one of them will be independent.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same when or if clauses, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now remember the rule that they're going to teach you at college, and it's my job to sort of be the police for this, but remember the idea is you're not supposed to start a sentence with because, and really the rule there is because it's
subordinating conjunction.
It's exactly, it's supposed to be a conjunction, but when you put it at the beginning of the sentence, suddenly it looks like a subordinating it, because again, English is so weird. And because is a really weird word in terms of grammar and clauses. But Linda, you are exactly correct. If you start the sentence with because giving gifts make people feel special, comma, it, and now this pronoun would be going back to giving gifts, right? That's what it is. It is an important part of friendship. So you could do that. And for me in our grammar class, if you wrote this and then analyze the comma rule, you're fine. I'm not worried about it. But let's look at this. But let's look at Amina's like it is. So giving gifts is an important part of friendship because it makes the person who we are giving gifts feel special. So comma, none. Do we have any determiners?
Yes.
Yes, and important.
And the.
Where?
That's it.
There's nothing more. Just those two.
I agree. Oh, my mistake. Hold on.
There's and different.
So yeah, Amina, go ahead. What's going on with Anne? It's an article.
There is independent article.
Mm-hmm.
It's
indefinite article.
The person who. Yeah.
Singular indefinite article, and again, things that we already know. But why is it an and not a? Why is it an, not a?
Because the important start with a vowel sound.
Sita is like she is got
because of I.
Sita has memorized the textbook. Yes, exactly, Mahbouba, you're correct. But remember, Sita said it even more perfectly. It's not just the letter, it's the vowel sound, right? Some words don't start with a vowel letter.
Yeah, because of I.
Perfect. And how about the?
That's a definite article.
Indefinite article.
Good. And Amina, why did you use the here instead of a?
Because we
are the person, because it's a specific person.
And okay, good. And which specific person?
That we are giving
the person who we are knowing.
Yes. Receiving
who we are giving gift.
I mean, Amina just
receiving the gift.
Said it too. Which person? Oh, the person that we're giving the gifts to, right? So even though we don't know their name, we don't know who they are, but in this sentence, it's clear that the speaker or the writer does know, right? So who? Which person? Oh, the person that I'm going to give the gift to, right?
Who is receiving?
You guys are so good. You guys are so good. I'm so happy. I'm like Sita now too. I'm very happy too. Great, great. We could keep going, but I want to do something real quick. So if you go to, so this, what we're doing right now is basically the only thing I want you to do for grammar writing 3. I'm going to show you the instructions, but first I'll show you where it lives in Canvas, 2 different places here. So you can go to modules. And if you just go down to the very bottom, I have grammar writing. So grammar writing 1, 2, and 3. If you click grammar writing 3, the instructions that I'm going to show you are all here written out with my examples. And if you click this link, right, this is the document that we're going to look at right here. So you can do this, find this, look at it, hear all the instructions. But I want you to do exactly what we just did with 8 of your own sentences, right? Copy and paste at least 8 sentences. I suggest you use something that you've written for one of our discussion posts, something you've written during in-class writing today, or even something from another class, whatever you want to do, but just something of your own writing. Highlight the determiners, underline the commas, then below each sentence, explain which comma rule you used and each determiner. So just like the examples we did together, but here on page 3, I've got these examples for you, just like we practiced together. And then, and just like usual, actually I changed it because I'm tired and you're tired. So the self-reflection only has to be 300 words. You can write more if you want. But here are the questions for you to think about for the reflection. Oh, I said 350, whatever, oh, I'm tired. The things to ask yourself during the reflection. Did you make any comma errors? If so, which ones? How did you recognize and fix these errors? Which comma rule do you use most often? Which comma rule do you use the least? Did you make any determiner errors? If so, which ones? Do you use more articles or more determiners? How do you think you can use the correct determiners more often? So again, these are just sort of questions to get your brain thinking about how you use determiners, articles, possessives, and commas, right? So you kind of know how this goes by now, and that's what I want you to do. Any questions? Oh, and then the due date, like I said, 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today, Wednesday, December 2nd. If you're done sooner than that, that's great, but you've got 2 weeks. And then the other only thing I wanted to say before, I know I'm going fast, but I want to make sure I introduce the assignment and then we have some time for questions or maybe one more example. So here's my suggestions. As soon as possible, if you haven't finished lessons 1 through 20, finish them. I don't think I'm going to add any more lessons. I think we're going to do 2 more grammar writing exercises. That's it. And then, so do 12-2, due December 2nd is grammar writing 3. But remember, if you're going very fast and you want more examples in Canvas, I also want to show you this. In Canvas on Professor Jeff's course materials, I took some photocopies of one of my other favorite grammar textbooks. It's called Grammar and Beyond 3. And I have all these PDFs about verb tenses, relative clauses, and gerunds and infinitives. So if you're going fast and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I want to do more work, maybe some of you are thinking that way, then look at those documents. There's a lot of good information in there about other sort of, especially the relative clauses, really complex grammar stuff. Okay, so I know I just said a lot very quickly. Questions people have?
Professor, I think the second part of writing assignment, self-reflection, 400 words is a lot of words. Could you reduce some words of this part? Because I think
that's what yeah, I'll change it, but in the document too, I'll change it. But I was thinking the same thing. 300. I mean, you're going to have plenty to say. So at least a paragraph is 250 words, Mahbouba. So I think 300 is 250 to 300. But you know, if your reflection is serious and thoughtful and careful, then that's fine.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, Sita, you're going to say something.
Professor, about the grammar writing 3, what the paragraph will analyze is about the gift that you put earlier, right?
that was my idea, Sita. If you want to, so you don't have to write anything new, you can use the writing you did today if you want. If you have writing from another class, if you have writing from one of our, even if you wanted to use one of the same discussion posts that you used in writing 1 or 2, really anything you want. But like I said, my plan today was if you wanted to use some new writing, you could use what you started in class today.
Okay. So just make sure. So from grammar writing 1 or 2, it's okay if I choose.
That's fine. That's fine too, because
Thank
we're analyzing, we're analyzing a different part of those sentences, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. What else?
Like, Professor, can we choose it from our assignments, like from, let's say, grammar 1 or grammar 2?
Totally, yes. Linda, anything you've written for this class or even anything else, as long as it's your own writing, Linda, it's fine. From this class, from another class, from what we started today, any of that is fine.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. What else? We've got a couple more minutes. So what else? I think this one's going to be fast for you guys. I think this one will be pretty easy.
Professor, about
but I wish we had this one waiting.
You wish you had this one what, Amina?
This would be the last one.
Well, we'll see. If you guys are dead in a week, if you guys are dead in 2 weeks, everything's negotiable, it's fine. I'm trying to do,
but I enjoyed this.
Oh, good. I'm trying to do less, and I mean, it's like, let's do even less. Let's do like a lot less. Yeah, I know. We're all, like I said, I know we're tired, man. It's tired. Other questions? Anything else at all?
Thank you, Professor.
No, thank you for everything.
You guys are doing great, and like I said, I cannot tell you. I'm just looking at the chat here. About some of the other sentences, like Mahwaba's sentence, Amina's, there's Linda's. It's about a couple weeks, and we will have, again, I hope you guys feel how much better your sentences are. I'm just blown away. The word order, the commas, it's just so much improvement. So Sita, you said you're happy, and I hope everyone is happy because I'm a very happy teacher. I have to tell you, I'm very happy with you guys. Other questions at all? It's 5 o'clock, so if you have to go, go. I love you. You're wonderful. If you don't, and you need any other specific questions, I'll be here for a few minutes, and I can help answer anything.
Just Professor, one question.
Yes.
I just wonder about the lesson 14.
Lesson
14 in Canvas.
Did I not grade that yet? I thought I got most of them. Let me take a look. I think Linda was here and I was saying I'm almost caught up, right? I'm almost there, but yeah, not quite.
Yes.
Let me see. Lesson 14. Is it just yours, maybe?
Yeah, because you graded already.
Maybe some of them I need to go back and fix because I see Sita, yeah, I need to fix some of these. Okay. Yes, thank you. I'll write this down. For you too, Mahaba?
Yes, about lesson 7 and lesson 8. We still didn't receive a grade about the 2 lessons.
Let me see.
7 and 8.
Oh, yeah, I think some people have 7 and 8 done. Some people I need to finish. So yes. So my goal, my dream. Well, it's a kind of sad dream, but yeah, my dream, my biggest dream, is that I'll be done grading this weekend. So, like I said, I got a lot of work done this weekend after I saw my mom, and I should be able to get more done this week. So I'll just keep going. But thank everybody for real. For people like Mahloa, if I've graded some of lesson 7, but thank you for the reminder. Amina, tell me.
For me, lesson 8 and also 20 Grammar writing 1, grammar writing 2.
Got it. Oh yeah, grammar
Should I wait
writing one.
more?
Yeah, wait for grammar writing 1 and 2 because they're the biggest ones and they take the longest. So, but I'll get it.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
I will though.
But 20 and 8.
Got it. Thank you, Amina.
Thank you, Professor. Have a great evening.
Dude, that was a good deep breath.
One question
Yes,
about the grammar writing. Do you remember the first one that you gave us the point and we fixed the mistakes and resubmitted?
Yes.
And
I need to grade the revisions too. Yes. So you will get more points. Yes.
Awesome.
You correct.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Mahlaba the same. So yes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about until the end of the semester.
I know.
Can we get the more points? Thank you.
I have an idea, of course.
At least you got your first.
Yes, no. I think especially for grammar writing 1 and 2, that's another reason that, like I said, my wild dream is this weekend. So then you'll have the last 3 weeks and finals week if you need it to revise for a higher grade. And the revision should not take you as long as the first draft, right? So hopefully I can get these back to you as soon as possible, and then it will only take you, you don't need to change, you don't need to fix the reflection. So hopefully it just takes you 20 or 30 minutes to fix some of the grammar errors. So that's my idea. Anything else? Good.
I want just to say, have a nice, amazing day.
Hey, thank you, Alinka.
Okay. See you soon. See you next week.
Good night. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
See you next week. Bye-bye. Have a good time, Professor.
Thank you. You too, Sita. You made me so happy today. Thank you.
Bye, Professor. Have a wonderful evening.
Hi, Linda. So good to hear from you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Hey.
Professor, may I have a question?
Yes.
It's about regarding grammar writing 1.
Yes.